Welcome back to Two Beard Gaming. This is Hawksley GP, where today I'm going to tell you what does TBG have going on, our quick look at upcoming stories, articles, reviews, things that we have in the pipeline but we haven't talked that much about. But before we can do any of that, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, but more importantly hit that bell icon so you will be notified anytime we have new content, which generally drops daily. But more importantly, it does drop daily on the website, twobeardgaming.com. Be sure to check that out. But without further ado, let's dive right into what we have going on. First up this week, we've got Breadroll, who is currently working on a review for Sanity of Morris. Now, if you're anything like me, you've not heard of this one, so why don't I give you a little bit of a backstory on this one. The story goes, after years of next to no contact, Jonathan Morris arrives in the isolated town of Green Lake to check up on the mental state of his father. Nothing is as he expected it to be. There are deadly forces at work that do not want John snooping around. Equipped with nothing more than a flashlight and a notebook, it's up to you to step into the shoes of Jonathan and tell fact from fiction. Riveting stuff there. Let's not hold anything back, as the gameplay is described as using your flashlight reveals the vital clues you need, but risks you being seen. The game combines elements of stealth games with detective adventure and psychological horror for a gripping story. This one, based on the verbiage that we've got going on there, definitely sounds intriguing. And doing a quick check-in with Breadroll, whose review of this title will be forthcoming, his first thoughts on it are, kind of makes you take a step back. He says it's looking like it's an FPS horror game that is more or less by the numbers. So, not necessarily a ringing bell of endorsement, but certainly not the death knell in this one either. So, we can definitely keep our eyes out for the Sanity of Morris. Again, keep your eyes out for that review coming from the Breadroll right here on TBG. Next up, we've got the 8-Bit Punk, who's working with two titles, to be honest, right now. Actually, the last time I spoke with him, he had briefly mentioned that he's contemplating doing a write-up on Cyber Shadow, and for those of you who live under a rock or who have been sound asleep, Cyber Shadow is the most recent outing from Yacht Club. The guys, gals, they, them, I don't want to misgender or piss anybody off as I'm trying to deliver our quote-unquote news here. Most responsible for Shovel Knight, which is a beautiful 8-bit inspired just retro gem. And Cyber Shadow looks to evoke a lot of those feels, as well as, being a cybernetic ninja is never a bad thing. But more importantly, 8-Bit is currently working on Speed Limit. And I'm gonna be honest with you, my Twitter's been going nuts with this game. And to be honest, I had no clue what in the world this thing was. So, what does the description even lead us to believe this title is? Well, it goes as so. Speed Limit is a non-stop genre-warping arcade experience that never slows down. No cuts, no lapses in the chaos. Speed Limit is an old-school action extravaganza boiled down to its core elements: hard, fast, and addictive. Fight through a nail-biting side-scrolling shooter, race to the finish in an explosive top-down car chase, take flight in thrilling, fake 3D dogfights, and expect the unexpected. Speed Limit seamlessly changes styles, transforms the gameplay, and offers new challenges the moment you feel comfortable. Not gonna lie to you, just reading that alone, I'm kind of fired up. I'm pretty damn curious about this one, and I'm definitely starting to see why this thing is blowing up my timeline. But without further ado, what does 8-Bit think so far? Well, playstyle shifts constantly and it is hard as nails, so the description did not lie. Know that he's gone through the game already on the easy setting And he said that took him, just under an hour to complete, but he's going through the other difficulties. So we're going to have to check back in on his full review to see if that extended the gameplay. Part of me thinks that of course it's going to, and a lot of it's going to be, just based on deaths. But I'll be certainly curious to see what he has cooking with that one. So let's just move right on along and see what the Flamey has going on. The Headbeard himself. So, speaking with the Flamey today, he is currently working on a write-up for the Nintendo Switch title, Glyph. And so, what is Glyph? Well, it's a challenging game where enchanting music, vibrant graphics, and game mechanics add up to more than just the sum of their parts. One of those platformers with truly emergent gameplay, a game that gets better and better the more you play it. Unravel the mysteries of the fallen civilization. Glyph takes place amidst the desert ruins of a dying civilization. So if any of that got you going, or my sexy voice, Glyph, sounds pretty intriguing. But kind of, myself just reading that, I had no idea what in the world this thing was. So I said, "Hey, Flamey, what's Glyph all about?" And he reached back and he let me know that, Glyph is basically Marble Madness with low gravity and power-ups. So, if you are familiar with Marble Madness, the 1980s, I believe, arcade classic, trackball, just addictive, as stupid as it sounds, a game where you move a damn marble around a maze was so perfect. I miss trackballs. Anyways, back to Glyph. I'm intrigued, to be honest. Not since Super Monkey Ball, I guess, has something come out that's kind of piqued my interest in terms of that style of game. And finally, that brings us to myself, Huxley GP, and what I am currently working on. Working is such a terrible word. I am currently playing, would be a better way to put it, Rogue Heroes for the Nintendo Switch. I know it's also available on Steam. Not quite sure on the other platforms, but that is neither here nor there. Rogue Heroes is a 4-player classic adventure game with modern roguelite elements. The basic story is that there's a big bad of 4 just Goliath titans that are locked in a dungeon. The seals that are holding them back have been weakened, and it's up to you to restore this as the goddess reaches out in her dying breath. That's where you come in. Create your character. You can pick between classes. You always start off in the hero class, which is, you're just, I can do everything kind of guy. And then prepare to die a lot. Like I said, there are classes, so you'll be switching between knights and mages, so on and so forth. But at its core, I can definitely tell that they loved Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. This game is just an open homage to it. Just to Zelda in general. There are specific map portions that are ripped straight from Zelda. That aside, what we have here is, like I just said, a game that is Zelda. It is Rogue Legacy. It is Stardew Valley, because we've got some farming. And, just the interactions and development that goes along with that. But you've also kind of got a city builder in here as well. And I know that's an awful lot of things that I threw out at once, but trust me when I say they all come together, they come together well. Does it have flaws? Yes, but, stay tuned for the review and you'll see if those affect the game in a negative way, or if they're just, minor niggles that just get in the way of an otherwise joyous affair. And with that, we have come to the end of our first ever, hey, what are we working on segment. I'm positive that's not going to be the name of it, but maybe you could help us do that. So let us know in the comments what you might like this segment to be called, if you like the segment. If this is something that you like and would like to see more of from us, let us know in the comments. Hit us up on Twitter at 2beardgaming. That's also the website at 2beardgaming.com. I am HoxleyGP for TBG. Till next time, peace!